whatever class teaches you to earn a Pulitzer Prize in cheating journalism, I want to teach that class. I want to take that class. I want it to be requisite learning for all women.
I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
I feel like it should have been a prerequisite for your pop culture professorism.
No, Kristen's coming for my job. She would teach it so much better because she is a real pro. And you know what also doesn't get in the way of professionalism in this way? Logic, embarrassment, integrity, none of that. She is single-minded.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Hello, folks. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Pod. We are coming close to the end of Vanderpump Rules Season 3. We're on episode 17. This is the penultimate episode. One of my favorite rhyming titles, Jack's Cracks. I don't know. I love a rhyme. And this is...
You're giddy about it.
You know, remember a few episodes ago, and I was like, yeah, this really is kind of like, you know, the rising of Kristen's real crazy. I think that this is like her coming into her own. I felt it in my spirit that we were going to get even further into the depths of her. Like, I think it's bordering on pathology at this point. But okay, we'll get into it.
It's a lot of things.
Because we thought we saw something. Yeah, we thought we saw something. And also, too, I'd like to apologize to my listeners. The pollen here in Georgia is very disrespectful, and it is actively trying to assassinate me. Yeah, it is actively trying to assassinate me. So I'm going to do my best so you don't hear any of my biology. But if you do, you know, just be cool. So last we left our dummies, Wine and Cheese are married. They are just the cheeses now.
That's right.
I made that joke and I've been laughing about it ever since. Miami Girl won't die. Jack's still denying it. My makeout number 2 for Shorty, ring on a string, and Kristen punches James. So that's where we pick up. And I want you to know,
dumped
I did
him,
a very
punched
good job.
him, threatened to call the police on him, left with another guy, all in like 30 seconds. It was great.
Yeah, I was definitely summarizing. I want you to know, though, I did a really good job of writing down every place that they went, because we were in a lot of different places this episode. So I tried to jot down and give a shout out to all of the places that we went. But of course, we start out at SIR. And there's a little bit of real worker alert, right? Like,
yeah. Pampered at the Disco is working it. They're going. And then
votes are in, folks.
Then like GM Jax comes up.
And how dare this man complain about Carmen? At least your date didn't abandon you. And I just want to say this right now. This whole scene, the way Ariana is looking at Sandoval with those like hard eyes, it's like how the cartoon damsel in distress looks at the villain right before he ties her to the tracks and twirls his mustache. Like, she is just so like, oh, I mean, like, she might as well just swoon. I took a picture of it, but like they are in love.
They're in a constant
I mean, I don't want to be too... Yes, to put it in a couple ways. Yes.
Yeah.
Jax is kind of the messenger of this whole episode. This is not the first, second, or third time that he is running to tell something that is none of his damn business. From there, we're still at SIR, but then we go to a scene with Katie and what I'm calling Evil Christina now.
I've definitely come to, that got the better of me. I was so big on Christina, sweet Christina, even. She's just wants the best for everybody. And now she just wants to hear the bad things. Like the one we skipped over, not knowing how many days are in a year. But, you know, all GMs like Jax can't get it all right all the time.
I mean, you know, he's the brain trust for all 364 days of the year. I think probably he was trying to do the math and the math got away from him there. And so that's why he was. But
you think he did 52 times 7 real quick and just left it there?
No, I think he was trying to subtract 1 from 365. And he said the wrong one. You know, she repeats all the business about Kristen and James, and like this is like many times it's going to be repeated, and every time that this story gets repeated, it gets worse and worse for Kristen. Even though we saw what happened, the game of telephone is, like, contorting it into a way that's getting worse and worse. Next time, she is going to, like, take out a gun and blow his face off. The next time it gets told, she's gonna, like, draw and quarter him. But then Katie also tells the story about Ring on the String, and she gets choked up telling about it.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, she has to tell that, like, isn't Kristen wild? Has to do that. And then has to get into her own personal story and how let down she is.
Mhm.
The
And
on the string thing was
Christina
it's just wild. And yeah, Christina's feeling for her big time.
Yeah, well, Christina also goes through the fake lottery ticket moment. Like, she's like, "Oh, okay,
Right.
a box, he at the wedding, and there was a box, and then there was a ring, and then what? Were y'all engaged?" And then Katie's like, No." And just like us, Christina's like, "What?" And
Mhm.
so she had to relive that embarrassing moment, and we talked about this last week about, yes, Katie really was drilling down on the idea of no ring until the ring.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Schwartz did it anyway.
Of course. Of course he did. That's why he's
Um,
chump of the week all the time here lately.
yeah, forever chump, forever chump. They flash back to him, like, laughing at her. "No, Bubba, don't laugh, don't cry," blah, 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 and that condescending shit gets on my nerves. Peter pops in to meet his word quota of the week. "How's
Yeah.
Sheena? She's great. Okay, goodbye, I gotta go back to work." And then we, go to James. He's doing some real working too. He's folding
Real
napkins, and
worker
then Lisa
alert for
comes in.
James. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, yep. So I think right here, I don't really mean to, like, pierce the bubble of believability, but I don't know, she said the phrase "pink table" so many times, like, "Check on the pink table, look at the pink table." I think they must have had to reshoot that scene, like, a
Oh,
time or
sure.
something, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, "What the fuck is happening at the pink table? Is the goddamn president there?" Like, somebody let me just get eyes on the pink table, because she was real worried about it. He says that he put her in that position, and she kinda scolds him. She was like, "Listen," I mean, briefly, but she was like, "Listen, don't be putting yourself in these positions. Like, that's silly. Don't make it out to be where you're, like, fist fighting with your girlfriend in the parking lot of a wedding."
Well, that's just her opinion. She doesn't like to meddle, though. According to Lisa, she does not like to
Well
meddle. And I just gave that a
well,
big,
I guess we should just
okay.
well, I wrote, "Should we just cancel the show then?" I mean, is that
Yeah.
I mean, just end it all. Goodbye. It was a good three season run. I appreciate the time with you. Like, come on. But
Yeah.
also, I started keeping track of all the times people either, like, outright high key or low key insult Kristen, and Lisa comes
Oh,
out with,
wow.
I mean, yeah, like, Lisa says, "I mean, if you think she's worth it, you know more than I do." Ah, okay, burn. And then, he really maintains that he's happy. "Oh, so happy," which, buddy, are you alive in this world? Like, what experience are you having? Because what we're watching is not a happy experience.
I mean, he does admit he's in
Um
love with a girl who's obsessed with her ex. So it's like he is aware. He is putting it out there that he knows something's up. Each time this is getting recounted, like you're saying, we're hearing it from a little different perspective, but we're getting the video of it. And it reminded me, one of my predictions for this whole season was, one of my wishes, I wanted at least one shoe to get thrown. And when he's up against Kristen and she's in the parking lot, she's holding her shoe. Like at a wedding, you've been wearing your dress shoes for a while. So she's holding her shoes. We were so close. If she doesn't punch him, she definitely throws a shoe. We were this close to one of my wishes for the season.
Mhm.
You can't get any close. Like, I was like, Kristen, post wedding, holding shoes. Here we go. And then she punched him. Like,
Yep.
oh, ripped away from me.
I know. I mean, you were very close, though. The crystal ball predicted it, but, like, it can't be 100%, so it really was. Like, I everybody is kind of reacting to her punching him, but nobody's really reacting to, like, what he was doing. They were all there. They saw this coat rack swaying in between tables, double fisting,
Yeah.
whiskey and water. Like, y'all were there too.
That character from that
But
Robots
so
movie just came alive and is wasted at this wedding. That's weird.
That's so funny. Um, so we leave them and we head to Fat Sal's, which it is Stassi and Peter. And my
Yeah.
first reaction was, "Oh, Stassi has just run out of people to film with her. Nobody wants to fuck with her." And Peter, being the very diplomatic man that he is like, "Sure, I'll have some pizza with you." And they turn up.
I'll go have somebody order a sandwich for me.
Uh, yeah. She straight up ordered for him and her, and also too a tuna wrap, Peter. I don't know how I feel about it. She says that he is always good for the hot goss,
Yep, she's wanting some dirt.
and he tries to stay strong. Oh, the wedding was really nice. Everything was really beautiful. And then as soon as the Trinity topic comes up, he flips and he's like, okay, well, let me tell you. And this is another moment when somebody low key insults Kristen. He said, I really thought she would have done more damage because of their size difference. And I'm like, damn, like the hits just keep on coming with Kristen. Like they are just not pulling any punches with her this episode.
No, I wonder how long she's really been gone, because Peter's telling this story like she doesn't even know anybody. Like Kristen's obsessed with Tom Sandoval. Like he's a viewer telling a person about it who's never seen the show before. Because she even mentions, like, I feel like I'm MIA. I was like, what A? You're missing, like, there is no action. There's no A for you to be emming from. You have to have some A to be emming from it.
Exactly. And I wrote to your point about Peter, he's taking his job as messenger very seriously.
Oh, yes.
He's like contemplating his answer. You can see his brow is furrowed. He's like, well, I think. And so Saucy is just eating it up. Like, she is a misery eater, like It, the clown. And then we get that whole bit about how to dispose of a body. She talks about the next thing she knows that Kristen's going to like call her up and try to dispose of a body. But also, too, that's weak sauce. Okay. I'm just saying. It's sloppy work.
Peter describes her as a car crash in slow motion. Not sure if that one made your list there.
That one did not. That one did not. So then we go to our next location, Fratelli Cafe.
Fratelli, yeah.
Well, sometimes places, so I always want to give you a chance to chime in about your knowledge of the place.
I just noticed what it was. I didn't do any digging on that one.
And then James is there, and Kristen comes in, and she sits down, and the energy between them is giving like senior meeting with his guidance counselor.
Yeah,
and,
pretty much that.
He's like trying to kind of apologize for making F's all year, but he still wants to go to college. And she's like, well, I don't know. Like this is like this whole thing may be ruined. And it just, the power differential in this relationship is so obvious the more it goes on, especially as the cracks start to really, really show. It becomes so obvious that number one, he just is so much more in love with her than she is with him. And that alone can make a really, really like tragic story. But given all the other things too, it's like, come on, Kristen, let this man go. Let this man go. And she has the audacity to say she felt threatened when this grown woman squared up like she got money on a boxing match. Like, she sure didn't present as threatened.
No, and she's definitely laying the groundwork. I mean, she's saying that she doesn't really want to be in this relationship, I think. I mean, and the rest of the show, the more she's going off about Tom, it's like she doesn't want to be, I don't even think she's interested in Tom anymore. It's just the self-obsessed, perception people have other and all that. Because, James even, like, brings all this stuff first. She's real whispery, like...
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As he starts to, like, list all the things that she's, like, been doing, like, about Tom and this and this and this, and we've sung this song so many times, I just wrote blah, blah, blah. Because you know that I love to diagnose people, I did a little digging around about what sorts of things that Kristen is exhibiting. Because at this point, everybody is seeing her behaviors and clocking them as erratic or hard to manage or unmanageable, babe.
Unmanageable.
And it's called this thing called the external locus of control, in which everything is happening to you versus happening because of you. And this is a really, really specific moment where Kristen always believes all of this stuff is happening to her when she, in turn, put all of this motion in action. She brought Miami Girl, and if she didn't bring Miami Girl, she reached out to her. And if she didn't reach out to her, she found her on social media, whatever. And so all of this, and like later when she has that exchange with Sheena, she was like, I'm so sorry that my ex-boyfriend slept with your best friend. Like, you are 3 or 4 degrees removed from the conversation that you just had. Like, and it's just like, it's spite powered in a way that's why she's never going to run out of steam. I mean, spite does not mitigate.
Without, clinical diagnosis on my end, it really was a lot very Jax-ish. We've talked about how much Kristen and Jax are really similar, and the way he talks to women when he just doesn't want to break up with them, and like wants to keep them around but not date them, is the same way she's kind of talking. Like, here's some reasons we shouldn't be together, but I'm not gonna like just be here to break up with you. We'll have a nice hug and everything, and I'll go on. I'll do whatever you do after a tequila and a mimosa, and go about my day.
And she like flat out denies experience. I don't talk about him all the time.
Uh-huh.
I am not obsessed with
Mhm.
Tom. I'm obsessed with honesty. And then poor James, he says, when is the day when we just don't have to worry about Tom and we don't have to worry about her thing? And I just wrote, never, boo. Never. There'll never be a day when this woman is not preoccupied. Also, I did notice too that whenever he is being really, really forthright and like saying things like holding her hand and being like, I love you so much and I just want to be happy. Like her body language, her face turns away, she stiffens,
Yeah.
she like leans away. He's right about everything he said at the wedding. Yes, he was drunk and maybe he didn't deserve to get punched, but literally everything that man said out loud was the dead honest truth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's too bad it doesn't really matter though. I mean, I don't think she's really taken in any of the stuff at all. Anyway, we get a nice little Sir Secret coming up. Little secret bar action.
Where are they?
It never said
Where are
the
they?
name
I thought they were
of
at
it,
Pump
but
at first.
it's this place right behind. It didn't say it was Pump, so I don't know. I thought about that also.
Yeah, I don't think so because he said it was like it's like a little mystery or it's a secret or something.
So maybe they didn't want to expose them.
Yeah, this is where Ariana uses the phrase "slightly inconsiderate" about the ring on the string, and compares it to having a blue cheesecake. Barf.
Yeah. Well, it's like, thanks, Ariana, for saying it sucks. I appreciate that because yeah.
Not everybody has a boyfriend like you who goes on vacation every time he looks in your eyes, you twit. Also, too, there is a lot that is exposed in this conversation that we did not see. And you know how I feel about being left out of things. Like, Jax tells this story about how Rachel and Kristen and Carmen come to his bar, I guess, like when he was working, and then makes a scene and Kristen's yelling, right?
He was out getting a bite to eat.
He was out. He wasn't.
He was out already. But like, we get some stuff before that with Schwartz too, like airing out his reasons for not getting married, which is a weird place to do it right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, does Katie know all this stuff at all? I mean, his version of Diamond and Wedding was the dog and a ring on a string, and she's sticking around. I thought she was just going to leave right then. Like, oh, we don't even get to finish the season with Katie. That's unfortunate.
One episode left. She's like, fuck it, I'm out. But like, doesn't that seem like that would bear a conversation that like, hey, my idea of commitment and domesticity is a ring on a string and a dog. And she's like, you know what? Weird, because mine is marriage, children, stable career. Huh. So we should just keep being together and like just keep duking it out? Sure. Okay, cool. Like, these people are never, and they're teasing us from next season, like next episode, but I'm reluctant to believe some shit. Well, really quick, I didn't even write it down though. Because we have retread that same thing where she talks about it's no excuse and it's so stupid and he's acting like this is a problem and that's a problem and I'm commitment phobic and she blah, blah, blah. Like, there's just no retreading it at this point. Like, that's why I didn't write it down. I skipped right over it because it's like, we know what that dynamic is.
Wanting to go straight to Rachel getting punched by a stripper. Yeah.
I'm about to say,
I can see that grabbing your attention.
It's getting punched by a stripper. Like that, where were the cameraman? Like, Bravo, pay these men more. Give them overtime. Get their unions in touch. Put a camera on these women, because not only did they cause a scene at whatever restaurant Jax was at, then they went to a strip club and got thrown over a strip club. And this is where my keen professor eye starts to kind of like, I think I know what's happening, especially with Jax.
Okay.
What's happening is there's a tension between what's happening off camera and what's happening on camera. Remember, I've been really suspicious of like the depths of him and Kristen's relationship. Well, they are friends. They're spending a lot of time together in private, is what she calls it. And he is saying things much more candidly, and
Yeah.
he is being much more forthright when there's no cameras around. And then when cameras come around, Kristen wants him to confirm these things that she knows he knows and really like stand by. And he's like, I don't know what you mean. And so it's a little bit crazy making. And so this whole episode, even like later on, it's this push and pull between what's off camera and what's on camera. And that is literally what's happening. It happens a little bit later. Kristen talks a little bit later too, because she says that he said it to her plain as day, but it was in private, which is just code for off camera.
Yeah. And I mean, Stassi gets into it even, like he likes to talk. He likes to dish, and he does. I mean, he likes to be in the mix kind of however he can. And that's the best way to do it. Like stir shit up off camera, act like you don't know what's going on camera. It's just a weird thing. And he gets like so stressed out about it, like, and then has to play it off some weird way.
He's never one to gossip though, Jeff.
Yeah, right. He never talks about
and everybody's
any of that.
Like, well, he said that out loud. Everybody's head whipped around. They're like, what? I know that there's probably not cameras allowed in the titty bar, but I just feel like make these folks record themselves when they're out. You're really stealing from us. I wrote this down too. They come out of that secret bar and Sandoval, Katie, and Ariana go off to work. Not Schwartz. He goes home to play video games.
Him and Gordo got a trip to the beach coming up. Big day.
That's right.
I got to go return some. I got to return some rose gold.
Exactly. That string. He's got to return that string. And now we are in Sir. Sheena's back. Peter's working. Again, 2 lines, and he's out, making sure the hostess stand is intact. And it's just honeymoon, blah, blah, blah. I mean, is there anything that you want to say about Sheena's, that moments of her?
Looks like it was full of activities. There. That sums it up.
The youth.
Yeah.
Because the youth. Don't ask me to go ziplining on my honeymoon. Rude.
Yeah. Right when she's back, though, it's right back to the drama. She gets James pulling her for a chat.
Sheena immediately starts scolding him.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, also her, but like through James also. And I love her description of why, not a diagnosis exactly, but why a young guy is so perfect for Kristen. Like, manhandling him and wrapping him around his finger. Like, that's exactly what she needs. Like, all right. Yeah. You are back.
Yeah. She also suggests that he might be brainwashed by her. And, 22 years old, it's not out of the question. He doesn't let Kristen take the whole blame, though. He does say, hey, it's not cool for you to blame the whole thing on her. Like, it was me, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fair. Like, why? Nobody's coming at James's throat, but also, too, Kristen has built up quite a bit of bad will. So nobody's given her any grace in this situation. Like,
yeah, he's adamant about how it's a lot on him. Like, he really wants to take a lot of that on.
And then LVP comes up for your favorite dynamic between her and Jax, talking business.
The coworkers we need.
The buddy cop movie we do, and there's like Lucky Puppy, and she really like tosses out this like, oh, my friend Lance. She means Lance Bass. Everybody just everybody needs to know her and Lance Bass are besties.
Everybody, is that what you meant?
Yes, look. I have a fun story.
He wasn't in that one. You got to take that out. That's horrible.
Right. No, I've got to, though, because I got to tell this story. When Nolan was born in 1998, and so she was like a little baby, and I would sing that song, but I would say, everybody, wash your body now, when she was in the bathtub. And she grew up thinking like that was the song.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think her and her friends were out somewhere at like a bar, and they were playing oldies.
Yeah.
And that song came on, and she was like, wait, I know that song. I thought my mom did that song. It's not. Your mom didn't. Your mom just adapted it. And then also, too, I used the REM, Everybody Poops. Pretty classic. Yeah, all of this may need to go out.
So they grew up with contemplative poops, because that's what kind you're getting with the REM.
Well, no, they need to know that they're not alone. LVP loves dogs. That's an important thing about her. She loves dogs, and she wants everybody to get a dog. Not you, Jax. Everybody get a dog. Not you, Jax. And
he doesn't need to get naked, and he doesn't need a dog. Those are the 2 things she's certain of right there.
Yeah, and he's so flirty with her. He's like, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk." And I'm just like, I find that to be so charming. I know I am a sucker for this man. I need you to slap my face when you see me. But like his little banter with her, it's very the confidence that it must have to like banter with Lisa Vanderpump like that. Like I think it's real hot. But
yeah, Peter tries
snap
to
out of
pipe
it.
up like, maybe I'll get a dog in this one, and like they don't say anything about it, and it happens again. No one mentions it.
No,
And then
Peter, you've
like,
used up your words for the day. Shut up.
yeah, Jax likes this dynamic too. He keeps it going. Like, so I'm sure you heard about like the Kristen and James, and she's like, yeah, heard about it from James. So then he starts telling her the story. Like she just said she's heard the story from one of the people involved, and now you're giving your side of it. No one needs that.
But that prompts her to make a joke about knowing Kristen inside and out.
Ugh, yeah. Yep.
And yes, and then she leaps from that to the lecture about honesty. And she does say this important thing about Jax. This is very, very emblematic of his personality, that honesty is not just saying shit out loud that happened.
Right.
That you have to temper it with diplomacy. And I thought that was a pretty good pep talk, whether he takes that advice or not. But like she really clocked him that Jax really does. He'll say the meanest, most aggressive, most telling thing. And just because he said it out loud, he wants credit for being honest. And I think that was a really spot on insight that Lisa did for him.
Yeah, and he knows the word diplomacy. So we're all on the same page.
He does it.
He said he did.
He thinks there's 364 days in a year and this man knows diplomacy. Oh, Jeff, stay golden. And then we go from there to Gist come home.
Just Gist.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's Kristen and Stassi, and I just want to say Stassi's skin looks so good. She mentioned it later that she had put on a little bit of weight, but she looks so good with this weight on her. At least her outside is looking real glowy and dewy, but like she looks great. Like I think she looks better than she has looked all 3 seasons. She looks really healthy. Of course, then she opens her mouth and a dysfunctional comes right out.
She may look great.
I just want for the record.
I don't know if I'm riding around with her in the car after. Egg salad and Bloody Mary? What's going on? That's not comforting. That stomach's gonna be. I don't want to be around when that starts going through. A couple times I was like, egg salad and vodka just doesn't. No.
Invisible boyfriends don't smell, so it doesn't matter.
That's lucky. That's very awkward.
So this is a whole montage of like Kristen like telling it to different folks, and this is also too where she talks about Jax, and so she kind of enlists Stassi here to hatch a plan. And the sanctimony of Stassi Schroeder here, where she's like, oh, so you're coming to me for help. Why do you have to act like that? You know what I mean? Just whenever I was like trying to like really enjoy your new skin routine and, you know, your giant boobs and this like perfect weight that you're at, then you have to just like be so cutting about it. Like, do you want to be filming with these people or not? Do you want to be in this, you know, screen time or not? Because it doesn't seem like you are really working that hard to be part of this crowd.
No, and she lays out some very good. She has some pointers for sure. I mean, she came to the right person.
Oh, yeah.
We do know that if there's somebody to get him to talk, you know, this is when she's talking about how much he likes to gossip. You know, he loves to like scream the truth and not, you know, have anything to really back it up, which is like Kristen also. Yeah. But then, you know, maybe a cooler head prevailing says to maybe let it go.
Well, I think that the aliens that live on Mars could be like, girl, let this go.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah, you know, like Stassi's given her advice. It's like, hey, you should sleep and eat. Like, this is just the most obvious thing ever. But Kristen's like, nah, I'm all set.
Yeah. And maybe you will prove that.
Need that advice.
Maybe you will prove that you aren't lying about this. But in the meantime, you've become a shitty friend, rude, violent, you're backstabbing. So all in the name of not being a liar, you're doing these things and probably lying along the way as well. So, I mean, she's just beyond the pale, as we've said before. I mean, and like the love for Tom part of it isn't there. It's the vindictive, you know, like, you know, as she later thinks she has victory for it, you know. Sure.
Well, Stassi like literally lists out the things. You lost your job. You lost your boyfriend. You lost all your friends. You lost all this. Is it worth it? And Kristen pretty much was like, yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's
it
fun.
is.
Yeah.
And Stassi says that she has damage to her soul. And I was like, oof, that is tough way to refer
Yeah.
to somebody. We go to the Lucky Puppy event, and
That's right.
you and
More pump.
LVP have this common. Y'all are animal lovers to
Mm-hmm.
your core. You're such an animal lover. And so she is out here just like trying to like round up people, take a puppy home, which you don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but there was an entire season where there was a scandal about a dog being adopted by a fellow housewife and then being returned. And there was just like a lot. LVP was kind of like right smack dab in the middle of that
No,
very scandalous storyline.
You're getting close. I'm getting more and more tempted the more I learn about it.
Well, I mean, Rachel Zoe was on the newest season, so like that enough for me was like, like I'm in. But so anyway, so Jax and LV are cutting up again, like my buddy comedy. Love them so much. And then he's sitting there and he's kind of slumped over with him and Sandoval. He's like, oh, alcohol's not my friend. I'm so hungover.
Yeah.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. And I'm like, oh, what's the matter? What's the matter, Jax? Like, you don't feel good? Because like his whole like demeanor is really drugged down. You can just tell whatever night he had last night was still on him. And then Sandoval picks, you know what? Right now is a really good time for me to tell you how disappointed I am in you.
Yeah, his defenses are down and just like, yeah, what's something I can ask him to do? Like, not talk to Kristen about me at all. Please, just don't do that.
Yeah. And he says some things. He's like, he tells colorful lies. And the thing is, though, he already has done all this. And so he's asking us as the audience and as the viewers to kind of just like accept everything that Jax has already done and almost kind of like start fresh. And the editors did that, I think, probably on purpose, so that whenever the end of this episode comes about, we can just be like, yeah, see, there's even more of a payoff. But Jax really does act like we're all new here. He's like, what? I said nothing. What are you talking about?
He just repeats it. He's like, I don't say that. He's so tired. It's not he doesn't have his usual wide-eyed like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't even say those things. I don't say those. I don't even talk to her. Like all the things that he definitely does. Yeah. Like you're saying, he's just repeating them over and over again.
And Sandoval says that he does it to get happiness in the moment. And I think that was a really interesting way to characterize it. But in the very next scene, he must have had some kind of pick-me-up. Because he's feeling real good. He's doing a whole bit with a wedding ring in this scene. So whatever mood change he had between that scene and that scene that probably happened in the bathroom in the back of the toilet, he's doing that whole like thing with the ring. And the way the editors edited it made it seem like it went on for so long. And like,
it did.
Hate him.
There was so much grunting. There was so much grunting and just
the editors must hate him. Because everybody's like eye rolling and like sighing and like, okay, like looking at your watch and stuff. And meanwhile, he's still doing this like the whole ring bit. And he says that it's unreasonable for a person in LA to get married. It's unrealistic,
with all the temptation.
I think is what he said.
Yeah, with all the temptation. Yeah.
And then this motherfucker says this line.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a hot girl and I'll show you a guy who's tired of banging her.
Yeah, which there is a saying close to that, but that's not it. That's not the saying.
Oh, I know.
I mean, there is.
What's the saying?
There is a saying.
Is it in the same vein?
Yeah, it's also horrible, but it's like usually left on a bathroom wall. And I think that's where it's for. He's out here just talking about it, like being a grown person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that different. It's usually just
this.
like, no matter how hot she is, like somebody somewhere sick of her shit, which isn't maybe quite as crass, but it's not saving, but it's scribbled on a wall.
Right
sure.
Listen, I'm going to say this right now. I've had plenty of people who are sick of my shit and still banged me. Okay. But I would like to speak to this really quickly because misogyny. Okay. This the whole phrase says so much more about men and masculine culture than it does about women. It is supposed to be an idea that we are insulting women, that, like, it doesn't really matter how hot you are, you'll never be enough for a man. But, like, he doesn't realize that he's
Boy.
insulting himself. Just like it's just like Stassi talking about calling somebody a pussy or whatever. It's like, you are quite literally saying that you'll never find what you need and nothing's ever going to be enough. So you're going to search forever. So good luck to you, because you know what? Men aren't lonely enough. And Jax is just encapsulating this whole movement right here. He thinks he is saying something terrible about a woman, but he's not. He's really telling on himself.
Yeah, he's good at that.
That's all I want to say about that.
He's good at that.
Okay. So then we go to Stassi's apartment with Christina. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have had exchanges like this where I have outgrown, some pieces, and my friends have come over to take them off my hands, that they find a new home. And Stassi admits that, she's gained a little bit of weight, which I think she looks so great. But she blames her being skinnier on the chain smoking and hysterical crying. Not at all the Adderall, though. Doesn't give any thanks to the Adderall.
No, I think there's just a big sure that goes along with this one, and we'll move on down the road. Sure. Whatever. Whatever it was. Whatever your lifestyle is now also. Yeah.
Yes. Well, she's probably like, instead of hysterically crying in the Sir Alley, she's like hysterically crying in the bathroom alone, eating ice cream, listening to Enya while her invisible boyfriend, complains. Current references only. This is a thing too, though. They're talking about breakfast and about how Kristen is kind of really like sort of staying in this place. She can't move on. And this is a fairly progressive idea that both Christina and Stassi has in 2014 about there's no such thing as closure. That was not a thing that we thought about, especially as women. We always thought we had to close the loop and end something in a way that felt final. And that's just not true. Like, there's no such thing as closure. You give yourself closure. And both of them say that. And I was like, okay, you know what? In this moment, you aren't the biggest dick bags ever.
Yeah, maybe not, but they're pretty rough overall. I mean, these where they go in just a second, then, like you're saying, sometimes Stassi will seem normal and then keep talking, and here it goes. This is right when they get to your Pulitzer for cheating journalism, and they, they're feeling sad for Kristen, and then the photo shoot news comes, and
it's definitely
down we go. Down we go.
Yeah, this is so bad. Jeff, Christina, your girl, suggests the meanest
traitor
shit. Yeah, like she is she's a gender traitor right there. Like, that is the meanest thing. I always think about that scene in Mean Girls when we were supposed to be really, really angry at Regina George, and then Katie is like slipping her those like hunger bars that her mom gave the orphans or whatever, and she's eating them, and like she says, "This is all I could wear. Nothing else fits me." And in that moment, like, you have this moment of sympathy for Regina George.
Yeah.
This is what that is. Like, giving Sheena clothes that are too small for her, so she will just react to that. That is horrible. That is torture. Like, so send the terrorists to Christina to learn some tactics, because that is awful.
It wasn't that long ago where I was just singing her. I couldn't get enough of it. Just weeks in a row where I'm saying this stuff. And here we go. Yeah. Anyway, enough of these two. Take me to Franco.
I know. So then we go to the weirdest configuration of people ever. First off, why the fuck would Jax agree to go to this dinner? Did somebody offer to pay his dinner tab?
I mean, this crowd is, it's just trouble when you see it. I mean, it's just like, this is going to go down.
It is.
Shay's talking. Shay has like 6-7 lines in it. I mean, things are bananas. Yeah, down is up. It's just wild.
He is for real saying a lot of words in a row. But right here is when Kristen says again, and of course, I don't want to rehash her reasons, but she said, she phrased it new here. She said, I want it to put me in a different light. Or Sheena says that, like, Kristen's trying all this to put her in a different light, but she has done so much to herself and to her own reputation that she'll never be out of the light that she flipped on.
Right.
And I don't know if Kristen just can't see it. She can't get out of her own ass long enough to be like, everything that you're doing to try to, quote, clear your name dirties your name even more.
Right. Like I was saying, and trying to find out you're not a liar. She's just
We can
becoming.
start up where, well, I was going to say, we can start where Sheena expects an apology from Kristen.
Oh, yeah. I got that right here. Yeah.
That is about the last goddamn thing on Kristen's mind. Like, if somebody said, "Hey, are you going to apologize to Sheena?" She'd be like, "What? What?" Like she just woke up. She is not thinking about nothing. And they all sit down, and everybody sort of like drinks their wine and takes a deep breath, and then Kristen starts her stump speech about lies and clearing her name and her ex-boyfriend. And did you notice that she won't call Sandoval by his name?
Yeah, she never really
She
says
only
it.
said,
Yeah. It gets real tense and quiet for a minute. Like, it's so just like, oh, this
everybody's
is
gonna talk like
exactly
this.
what I thought was about to happen. And then Kristen just, unloads. Like, about not
And
having her back. Sheena's laying all the stuff that Kristen's done out
there you go.
there. I mean, Rachel starts confronting Jax. He turns to Sheena, like, what do I do? I'm like, leave. You get up,
Yeah.
get up and get out of there. Just go.
What did he think that dinner was gonna be with that crowd? Like, I mean, it was so crazy. And so then he's like, okay. He breaks. He's like, okay, all right, fine. The pressure got to him. Stassi's advice worked. And he's like, here's what happened. It happened.
He
She had sex
thinks.
with him. He thinks.
100%.
Kristen,
I'm pretty convinced it happened, right? But I still don't actually know if Jax knows or not. I mean, I'm sure he figures, but I don't know that like he ever actually received like if Schwartz or Tom said like, hey, that thing actually happened. Like, I don't know if he really knows it. I think he has the same info that we have at this point, like, cause he was off doing his own thing on the beach.
I mean,
it
maybe,
doesn't matter, but
he sure has been the tip hole for this whole thing, right? But I think that he really loves that. So like he can't flat out say, I don't really know for sure, but he also can't flat out say, I know for sure, because then he'll get cast aside as being sort of like irrelevant in the story. And like anything, what's killer to Jax is being irrelevant.
Right.
And so, him saying this, Kristen's like, yes, victory is mine. What victory? What did you win?
I know. I mean, just imagine her in an empty serve restaurant with a camera in front of her saying that, like, victory is mine, bitches. Like, it's just echoing in that. And she's just like, I thought it might feel a little better when I got to say that, but no.
That's like, so funny. I didn't even think about that visual.
Jack starts opening up, and I'm like, is this the last episode he's on? I mean, if I was just walking in here, I'd be like, this guy's not really on the show. Who's this guy making a ass of himself? Like, y'all don't watch him every week, do you? Like,
I even wrote too, it's like, is every season going to be Kristen just banging her head against the wall? Because remember, like, season 1, she was banging her head against the wall, I want to be with Tom. And then season 2, it was like, hey, you don't really love me, let's break up. And now it's like, admit that you were lying. Is that her whole bit on this show? Because like, ugh.
Yes. I mean, so far, 100%. We get into a whole mess about like who had each other's back, if it was ever her business to begin with, like we've been saying. But I want to know, how many places in Los Angeles has Kristen Doty been kicked out of?
More than she can count on 2 hands.
Okay, I'm agreeing with that. I totally agree with that.
How many places have you been kicked out of, Jeff?
The same number. No, probably around that number. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all are neck and neck then.
It's been a while.
Yes, you are a very stand-up citizen nowadays.
Maybe
the bar loves to see you coming.
I've also been, sometimes it's suggested, you're an all right guy, but the night's gotten away. Like, why don't we? Yeah.
You're the fun police. No, the night's just starting. What are you doing?
This is a whole nother show.
Yeah, exactly. This is a different podcast. So whenever, after her, like, echoey victory dance that she does in her confessional alone, we come back to the table and Sheena's like, okay, fine. But you know what? I don't care. Ariana doesn't care. It doesn't matter. And then Kristen snaps. She was like, "Don't you do that to me." She starts screaming. And, she's like getting more and more and more and more upset. And this is what I think. I think Sandoval and Ariana had a talk, had some sort of pact. I was like, "Listen, I did it. I didn't do it. I did this. I did blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But we are going to ride this till the wheels come off. This is our secret. It's us against them. Let Kristen unravel and we'll never, ever tell." And so that is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Ariana doesn't give a shit if this man fucked that girl in Miami. She just doesn't.
No. And I think the exact same. I think they're aware. I think I likened it to it once. I think this is like Tom figuring that something had happened with Kristen and really not caring, he didn't care as much as we all thought he did the whole season. It was to the finale when he said that, a reunion. But so I think it's kind of like that. And I'm excited for the photo shoot.
Me too. I love a pinup theme. I do want to mention that Kristen says that Ariana should feel lucky she's been so cool. Okay, girl.
So see, it's paying off. It's paying off. It's paying off.
Yeah. What does not cool look like? For fuck's sake. But yes, I love that 50s pinup. I had a real conversation with Carla about getting a 50s pinup tattoo. I have tattoos here and there, but she just was like, "Meh," because I was gonna give it Carla's blonde hair and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But she was like, I don't know. She just wasn't on board. But I do love a 50s style of it. Schwartz goes to therapy alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not paying her enough.
You won't believe what else happens.
What?
I think LVP meddles.
No, Jeff, that can't be right. She doesn't like to meddle.
I'm
in their
predicting.
lives.
It's a finale prediction of mine that she meddles.
Okay. Well, I just don't think I can get on board though. This doesn't sound like her.
Write it down.
Katie threatens some things. This is where I think they're just really teasing us. What is she going to do? She ain't going to do shit. And LVP invites Stassi to the party. And then there's this weird energy where Stassi gets really physically scared and leaves. She flees when she sees Jack. So I'm really interested. And because I spoiled myself and hurt my own feelings, we do know that Patrick shows up in that finale episode because Reddit told me so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. And so I think we have evidence that he's real. So
Holy
I'm
shit.
wondering
I'm excited.
How those emotions and things triangulate with each other.
Yeah.
Who's your chump?
Rachel.
Really?
Yeah.
4 lines.
That's fine. She's only here when she gets involved with Kristen. She also thinks that, she's defending Kristen a lot just for no reason. A stripper punched her. We don't have footage for it. Anytime she's in a scene, things are haywire, just about. She does stand up. You don't care for that. So things are, she's just not.
Can I nominate the stripper for LVP for punching her in the face?
Okay, so I'm going to cross that off.
So my chump is Christina. Exclusively for the suggested prank of giving these people clothes that were too small for them. That is the meanest thing because, it's really demoralizing when you go to your closet and you put something on and it's too tight. And she is suggesting just grinding these people into their worst versions of their esteem in every way. So, you know what? You're not it, Christina. And I don't care that you're doing van life right now. You're being mean in season 3.
Anything from the past? Because the past for you?
Yes, but also too, I didn't say my LVP.
I didn't either.
I just wanted to we're gonna do the okay. You want to do the because the past before LVP? Got it. Well, I have something that is because my past. And that skirt that Rachel is wearing when her and Kristen are walking up is that black and white. It's like a bubble skirt. I wore the shit out of that skirt. So let's see. I'll put it on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll put it on social media. Yeah. I mean, I bought mine at Target. I don't know where she got hers, but man, I wore it. But it was so stiff and big because it was literally a bell shape that you couldn't sit down. Because if you sat down, it would just come right up like an antebellum court like this, and it was so wide you'd have to like scoot into this door sideways. But yes, that was because of my past. And then another thing is the generation that knows who Falcor is by name.
Oh, that's mine. The Falcor
Is that
reference.
what's yours?
Yes.
Yeah, because you ask a 25-year-old now who's Falcor, they're gonna be like, I don't know.
I love that. Well, who is your LVP though?
Look, we blew past it, but James has only been out of high school for 3 years. So that's because the past as well. 3 years. This man's been out 3 years. Who was my LVP?
Mm-hmm.
Lance Bass. He's getting some dogs adopted. He is getting this is the start of him being kind of like an accessory for housewives. He started a kind of like a second wave of career outside of his boy, but he was in sync or 98 degrees.
He's in sync.
Okay. I wasn't a super boy band, or I was too busy like Melissa Etheridge and Sarah McLachlan up, go figure. But, looking at Tori Amos's CD insert, like, but he kind of had like a second wave of his career right here where he kind of appeared on a lot of reality shows as housewives' friends. He became like a housewife authority. And so I like his face. I like that they are kind of, mixing it up, giving us a different demo for him.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been in the circle a couple times. He's a friend of the show for sure.
That's right. Friend of the show. And he got some dogs adopted.
Yeah. Mine was real tough for me on this one. Real tough. I liked Shay's new confidence coming in with several speaking lines. Katie having to do the tour of talking about like what Tom gave her and her reaction. I mean, she had to tell that story a bunch and people had to ask. So, I mean, I wanted to give her a redemptive one, but
yeah,
it went to, and this doesn't happen often for me, and not because I agree with her on a lot of things, but I think this was Stassi's like most calculated performance. It was almost like her true form. Maybe it's because Patrick's around now and we're going to finally see him, but she was like, I can see your problem. This is exactly what you do to do it. Like some of it's real goofy, but it doesn't come my way often. So
Jeff,
Stassi, you get it.
I thought you were going to say she was LVP because she told Kristen to let it go. But you're like,
that's her. She showed a little balance. She showed a little balance also, which she doesn't always do. So I've got to give it up.
You liked it when she was much more diabolical. Okay, so next week is the season finale. We have made it through 3 seasons, and we have made it through an entire season of season 12. We just finished the reunion part 2, which posted on Tuesday night, and this was a better entry for it. Reunion 1, we were kind of like disappointed, but this one was better.
It's a little lackluster. This one was great.
Yeah, but so our season 12 coverage is going to be replaced now with Top Chef coverage, which drops Monday nights now. So switch your attention from Tuesday nights to Monday nights because Jeff is really bringing some interesting insight, and I'm just kind of tagging along. But find us on socials. We do have some fun surprises for you guys next week. So find us on socials, rate, review, like us, and by all means, send us some correspondence. Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to see, what you want to do.
Please do, everybody. Hit us up. Thank you.